At the beginning of the film, we observe a girl who wakes up in a strange dugout. Dasa is marking the 10th day and starts to wash her face when suddenly she hears a noise. Noticing a plane, the girl pulls out a weapon. Dasa literally in a second destroys the target she was ordered. The action shifts to the guy, who wakes up from a nightmare. Levi gets dressed, gets in the car, and drives to the sea. The guy spends a few hours on the beach, and in the morning, he starts writing something in his diary. Soon, Levi receives a message with a place and time. The guy goes to the given address, where there is a naval base. Levi is interviewed by a high-ranking agent. Bartholomew asks questions: how many successful assignments he's had, whether his grandfather and father served, whether he's currently bound by some kind of contract. The answers are satisfactory to the agent, but she asks why Levi ended his military service. Guy reports that he was recognized unfit for service by one of the psychiatrists. Levi didn't challenge the decision because he hasn't seen the point of anything lately. Bartholomew offers to give that meaning to the guy. The action shifts to Lithuania. Dasa talks to her father about a recent order, and he takes her shame away. The man tries to reassure Dasa and says that the man she destroyed caused a lot of evil in the world. The father also says that the cancer continues to eat him from the inside out, and that he will take his own life on 14th February. The man admonishes Dasa and offers to say goodbye. September comes. Levi regains consciousness on a strange plane. One of the pilots takes away the guy's phone and watch and tells him that the guy will have to walk about 40 kilometers more to his destination. Soon, Levi jumps with a parachute and begins his dangerous journey through forests, cliffs, and waterfalls. The boy reaches a strange gorge, on the other side of which is a tower. Levi is greeted by its past occupant. JD tells him that the gorge is patrolled by two agents living in different towers, and contact between them is forbidden. In addition, the contract to live there is for 1 year. The gorge and the secret towers near it have existed for 75 years. Every year, one representative from the west patrols their side, while the representative comes from the east. Levi's job is to check the many barriers and automatic weapons, and to stop whatever may come out of the gorge. JD reveals that the gorge is home to dangerous hollow men, as they were once dubbed. An agent and the whole system around the gorge is supposed to contain them. Once, 2,400 cavalrymen were sent into the gorge, but none of them returned. JD is convinced that the gorge is the road to hell, and the towers and agents are the gateway that saves our world. Soon the man leaves, and Levi stays in the tower, trying to make a living. JD, meanwhile, signals for a helicopter, and it is lifted into the air. The man is immensely happy that he will soon return to the normal world, but on Bartholomew's orders, he is eliminated. A month passes. Levi continues to check the equipment and relays up-to-date information to his supervisor. The guy walks over to a bookcase and notices something visible behind it. Levi pushes the cabinet aside and sees many quotes that his predecessors left behind. Guy uses his binoculars a few times to see who lives on the other side. Dasa, on the other hand, just silently observes the opposite tower without using the binoculars. November is coming. The girl sadly celebrates her birthday and then looks at the opposite side through the binoculars. Dasa catches the guy's attention with a noise and through a note asks him what his name is. Levi writes back that all contact is forbidden, which amuses the girl. Dasa writes her name and informs her that it's her birthday. Levi also names himself and offers a drink in honor of the celebration. For a while, the pair have fun and get to know each other better, testing how well they are with weapons. Soon, however, Dasa signals that something fishy is going on downstairs. Levi moves his binoculars to the gorge and sees the hollow men. They look terrified and are climbing hard against the fences to break free. Together, the guy and Dasa try to get rid of the enemy who wants to break out of the gorge. During the global sweep of the gorge, the girl even gets injured. Dasa covers the wound with a plaster and writes that this is her best birthday ever. After reading this, Levi laughs. The next day, a guy on a cable goes down to the gorge to plant new mines. A strange object flies out of the mist, which seems to study Levi, and then disappears. December comes. Levi decorates the Christmas tree to please the girl. Soon they are making snowmen together. Dasa creates a snow copy of Levi, and the latter a copy of Dasa. The agents even learn to play chess by observing each other through binoculars. It's February. Levi wakes up from a nightmare and can't figure out if he really heard some sounds. The boy looks at Dasa, and the girl puts her hand to the glass to support him. Soon, it is the 14th of February. Dasa cries in her room, realizing that today is the day her father will pass away. Levi uses the note to ask what happened, and why wasn't the girl on patrol. Dasa replies that she had a rough day, and she wishes the guy was there with her right now. At night, Levi hatches an interesting plan. With the help of a rocket and a cable, the guy stretches a kind of rope over the gorge. Levi proposes to the girl to have dinner together, and she agrees. The guy preens and picks a bouquet of flowers for Dasa. After getting to the other side, Levi talks to the girl, who is slightly embarrassed. Dasa accompanies the guy to the bath, as he is sweating profusely after physical exertion. Soon, it is time for dinner. Dasa admires the guy's skill in taking a man's life from a distance of 3,000 meters. The girl mentions that her father worked for the KGB and often says that she wouldn't want to know the truth because it drives her crazy. Levi disagrees. He feels that if they knew the truth about the gorge, they would be more at ease. After dinner, the couple dances briefly, and then, after a passionate kiss, they are alone. The next day, Levi says goodbye to the girl and is about to return to his side to check the equipment. Sliding down the cable, the guy notices hollow men near his tower. A mine causes a rock shard to cut the cable, and Levi flies straight into the gorge. Luckily, the guy manages to use his parachute. The frightened Dasa grabs ammunition and weapons and rushes after him. The girl falls into the river, from which she miraculously manages to escape. Meanwhile, Levi, hanging from a tree, is attacked twice by very strange creatures. Dasa rescues the boy from the death trap, and they begin to move towards the eastern wall, as the rope must remain hanging there. However, it soon becomes clear that the girl has lost the device that would have helped them climb the rope to the top of the gorge. Dasa makes the decision to head south to get out of the gorge. Soon, the pair are attacked by several cavalrymen. Levi guesses from their uniforms that this is the same battalion that disappeared in the gorge years ago. The pair make their way through a strange forest whose trees look like human remains. Soon, Levi and his partner reach a strange semblance of a town. There they hide in a church that is filled with people who have voluntarily passed away. From the ceiling, Dasa is suddenly attacked by mutated spiders with sharp limbs. They turn out to be incredibly numerous, and the fight is soon joined by hollow men, who are attracted by the noise of weapons. Dasa and her partner manage to escape by blowing a hole in a building. Levi realizes from the noise that the gorge is literally swarming with hollow men, who are much stronger than they thought. Soon, Dasa notices a wall and an iron door. The pair make their way inside and barricade themselves indoors. Exploring the long corridor, Levi soon finds himself in a strange room filled with glass flasks. Dasa guesses that there is a strange laboratory in front of them. The girl discovers a backup generator and switches on the lights. Levi finds a projector and a disc with a strange signature. From it, the pair learn that a special laboratory was set up at the bottom of the gorge to create biochemical weapons in response to Oppenheimer's invention. However, an earthquake occurred, and the experiments got out of control. The virus created was so strong that human DNA uncontrollably began to combine with the DNA of plants, animals, and insects. The only way to save humanity is to prevent the virus from spreading beyond the gorge. Levi goes into the next room and discovers newer computers. It turns out that the Dark Lake Company is continuing research in the gorge to create genetically modified soldiers. When Dasa leaves, the guy reads about the stray dog protocol. If you mess it up, the entire gorge and the area within a 4-kilometer radius will be destroyed. The pair return to the exit and realize that the bag of supplies has disappeared. Dasa guesses that the hollow men are not without intelligence. Soon the girl discovers her bag and picks it up. However, Dasa eventually falls into a trap and finds herself tied to the horse of one of the enemies. The girl regains consciousness in a strange room, being suspended by her arms. Levi, meanwhile, is on the trail, intent on rescuing his partner. Dasa confronts the hollow man and begins to lose the fight. However, Levi arrives in time to save her. The guy examines the mutant and realizes that the first agent of the Western Tower is in front of them. In one of their premises, the couple manages to find a jeep. Levi guesses that with its help, they will be able to climb up the cable. The pair reaches the wall and fights off the hollow men. During the ascent, the enemies quickly climb the rocks. With the help of petrol and a signaling device, Levi gets rid of the enemies. Dasa cuts the rope, and the pair climb the steep cliff to the tower. Levi says that his predecessor didn't call the gorge hell for nothing. Dasa worries that they've been in the fog for hours and could have become infected. Levi says that will be known in 5 days. With the help of a cable, the guy makes his way to his side. During the monthly communications check, Levi contacts the agent. Bartholomew says that someone activated the system in the gorge. The agent thinks it was Dasa and orders the guy to eliminate her. However, in reality, Bartholomew knows that the pair went down into the gorge together. The agent gives the order to assemble a group to take out the agents. The next day, Dasa and the boy confess their love for each other. However, moments later, Levi notices helicopters in the sky. The guy shouts that Dasa should hide, after which he himself rushes into the forest. From afar, the agents destroy the cover, because of which the gorge turns out to be in full view of everyone. After that, the stray dog protocol is triggered. Dasa and Levi try to escape from the epicenter of the explosion as quickly as possible. Bartholomew also realizes the danger and boards the helicopter. However, she doesn't manage to save herself. Dasa waits for the guy in the forest for several days, not knowing that he fell into the river. The girl goes to France, to the place they talked about. In April, Dasa notices Levi at a table. The couple kisses, wishing never to be apart again. This is the end of the film. Thank you all for watching this video to the end. Give this video a like, write in the comments what you think about this film, and see you in new videos.